morning everyone, I'm Hannah and we are the Midwives Massive. We're here today to talk you through give you information on the courses and careers that are available to you after you finish your access year. We'll be talking about the support networks of your family and friends and what student services in college and university can offer you. We'll be going through the details of the access course and its benefits, what you can get from it. Also talk about the UCAS system and how to apply for UCAS and the general do's and don'ts. But also about the entry requirements to get onto the midwifery course, as we know that some universities have very specific requirements. And then we'll be talking about the career progression after university, so what courses you can go on to with your midwifery degree. And then we'll wrap it all up into a nice little conclusion and have a little time for questions at the end. So I'm going to talk to you about support networks. A good support network is really important to have around you when you start the access course and when you're going on to university, as the course goes into a 24-hour shift rota, so you'll need childcare, need to sort out your family and everything else that goes with it. There's lots of different networks, as I explained, but the course is very demanding. There's lots of paperwork to be doing, and you've also got to work for 37 hours in your placement. So that student services can help with support. They can help through, let's have a look. The college, they can help you with student services. They can assist with childcare costs, and they will give you funding for a certain amount of hours so you can attend college, and it's the same in university as well. They'll also help you with petrol costs. I found this out. If you travel more than 20 miles to get to the college, they'll assess you. It's income assessed. So they'll go on your household income and figure it out from there if you're allowed to. So get down to student services you think you might be eligible for it. They'll also help with the UCAS statement. As we all know, they can be quite tricky to get right. And they'll give you finance talks. They'll come in and talk to you about finances that are available to you in university, how to apply for them if you're unsure. But if you want to talk to them on a one-to-one basis, they can do that as well in the student services area. And then if you're under stress from anything from home life to the amount of coursework going on to you in college, they can help you with that as well. The family, they need to have a good understanding of the access course and the university course and what it all entails, so they're fully clued up on what you're going to be put through for 3 years. They can also help with childcare, so if you're working in the hospital and you can't look after the children, try and find a family member to help you, as they're great at helping out. And in university, they also tell you you need a plan B, C, D, E and F on childcare, because in case plan B can't pick the children up, plan C might be able to. And if you get down to F, I don't quite know what happens then. They'll also help with the shift work, like I said, with the children. They can help with running the house. This is where you need to train your partners and children to learn where the hoover is, where the polish is, and get cleaning. Because we all know some of them can be a little bit useless and you don't want your house looking like this. And they can also help with financial support, because you're not really going to be able to work around the course. So they'll be able to help you out and hopefully give you some money to live on for Christmas. And then your friends. They can help you with childcare if you need it. I'm sure they'll be able to pick your children up from school or nursery if you're unable to do so. And then most importantly, relaxation. Friends, we all know, a glass of wine at the end of the week doesn't hurt anyone, and you'll be as relaxed as that cat right there. Now I'm going to pass you over to Rachel to talk about the access and the UCAS forms.
Right, I'm going to talk to you about your university application, and the first thing you need to do is have your induction with student services. They'll be able to talk to you about how to create a UCAS account, as well as other things like how to make your university choices, and also your personal statement. Your personal statement is so important. You need to be able to come across, because that's the only thing the university will see about you, and you will always be filtered by that before you even hear from your university. So that's really important to get that right. You might want to include things like about you, because they want to know about you, but they also want to know about how passionate you are about midwifery and how dedicated you will be to the course, because it's really course is in really high demand, so they have got loads of people to choose from, so you need to stand out with that. The best thing to do is let others read your personal statement. You can ask tutors, you can ask student services, and you can ask your friends and family. They can help make suggestions on where you can make it stronger, and it is useful to get other people to just read it before you send it. When you've finished, you can pay and send it to UCAS. You'll start to receive notifications from your universities just to tell you that they have received it, and then you'll start to hear if you've got invitations to interviews. Once you've done that, you need to start really preparing for your interview. On the interview day, you will usually have to do a maths and an English test, so you need to be practicing for that, and obviously you will be having to practice for a one-to-one or a group interview as well. When you get sent your interview information, make sure you read it thoroughly, because they can sometimes request other information from you, for example, exam certificates and references. So make sure you do read that and do send what they need, because sometimes they need it before the actual day. Another thing you need to consider is your choices of university. You need to look at the location, and if you are commuting, realistically, you're not going to be able to commute 4 hours every day. You need to look at the placement hospital as well as the university, because some of the courses will mean that you have to go to both in the same week. Another thing to look at is accommodation. You might want to stay in the local area, but you are going to be staying there for 3 years, so you need to make sure you actually want to be there. And you can stay at university halls or around the local area, so you need to have a look at that before you go. Graduate employability. Once you finish the course, everyone is going to want to get employment. So you want to know that people that are doing your course at the university are actually getting jobs after. That is really important, and the university will have statistics on that, so you can ask them for that. The entry requirements for the course, they do differ, and if you're not getting any distinctions at the beginning of the course, you don't want to be applying for courses that have 30 distinctions, because it can sometimes be a waste of your choices. And even if you was to get a conditional offer, you won't meet the grades anyway, so you won't get in. So that's something to look at. The course structure, some universities have 6-week blocks, and some run it where they do placement and university in the same week. It doesn't really matter, you'll be covering the same stuff, but some people might prefer the 6-week blocks. The facilities at the university, this might be a bit more important if you are actually staying there, because if you're commuting, you might not need as many of the facilities. But you also might want to look at the computer rooms, the library, the resources, the simulation centres, everything like that. And the best way to do it is to go to the university open days. They're usually on Saturdays, but you can also request a campus tour, which is usually held on a Wednesday afternoon. They can do that for you. The course itself, you go through a range of emotions. You can feel quite happy about the prospects of becoming a midwife, quite happy when you receive your invitations to interview, but quite sick and nervous about actually attending the interview. People at the university, they are aware that you're going to be anxious and nervous, because it is something you really do want, and they will try and accommodate that. They won't penalise you for it, so try not to let it ruin your interview. You can feel quite sad and upset, especially when you've been through the interview and you're not getting your places or you're not getting your interviews. It can feel really unfair when they haven't even given you the chance to go to interview. But try not to lose motivation for the course. The course is, you will still be able to get into uni for the next 3 years. You can build your application up and you can reapply next year, so don't lose motivation for the course. The last thing I'm going to talk about is interview preparation. I've given you all a little leaflet. It does include some information on how to complete your UCAS application, what to wear on the interview day. Realistically, you don't want to be turning up with long acrylic nails, because you can't wear them in placement and it doesn't really make it look great. You don't want to do that. And the interview practice questions on the back, you can go through them with friends and family at home, just so you feel a little bit more prepared for the day. Thoughts and feelings on what to expect, and the best thing I can say to you is really do prepare yourself for the interview. You'll feel a lot better if you're going there fully prepared. Now I'll pass you over to Flora.
I'll be talking to you about your university life, and I'll start by talking to you about student life. Are you going to live in student halls, or are you going to live at home, depending on your university? Student union is also a big part of student life. There's different societies that are set up and run by students, therefore you could set your own one up. Some of the societies are cultural, like college society, political, recreational, like film and gaming societies, sports, only occasional boxing and darts. You've got a sports league as well, where you can compete in the British universities and college sport things, which include badminton, tennis. There's also a program called Give It a Go, which is different activities that you wouldn't normally do. And there's a Raise and Give, which is different events to raise money for different charities for different events. The curriculum for the midwifery is, in your first year, you'll be introduced to midwifery and women's health promotion and reproduction, and all the basic midwifery stuff that you'll be expected to know. You will also be on placement, usually in the community, and on the labour ward for near the end of the year. In year 2, you'll gain further knowledge in pregnancies and childbirth. You'll be also on placement in more specific areas like maternal and neonatal ward. In year 3, you'll be expected to do an extended research project, which will include a research proposal and exploration of professional issues. At the end of the 3 years, you'll be expected to show skills or demonstrate skills and knowledge that you've got, that you can be part of midwifery and nursing council. During your 3 years, you'll be on a range of placements. All the placements will be in the NHS Trust partner hospitals. Some of the placements will be in maternity ward, birth centre, health centres, midwifery-led communities, children's centre. It can also be a surgical placement where you are with the woman while she has a C-section. At the end of the 3 years, you'll collect your degree and